I am sure that at least half of the comments on this video are going to be, what? There's a Saints Row movie coming and not just like a fan-made one, a legit one? Yes, a real official Saints Row movie is in the works, although we haven't gotten an official updates since July of 2020, and let's just hope that it doesn't get shelved. Of course, with the pandemic, everything has been put on the back burner, delayed, and this is no exception. But it has not been announced to have been delayed or canceled or shelved or anything like that. But in the movie industry, it's not like the video game industry. Movies get shelved all the time, and we just have to hope that that doesn't happen with this one. Although everyone in this project seems to be not only incredibly passionate about it, but also everybody involved seems to have a lot of faith in it and belief that it's going to be very profitable, lucrative, and successful as a movie, not just one, but a franchise, as we'll get into in a bit. So I wanted to ask the question, what is happening with the official Saints Row movie, and basically give you guys all the known information that we have so far for this project. Alright, let's start from the beginning. So in April of 2019, it was announced that a Saints Row movie was in the works, and it was going to be directed by F. Gary Gray. Now, you may not know that exact name, but I'm sure you've heard of some of the movies that this guy has directed. He's directed Straight Outta Compton, very great movie, The Italian Job, Friday with Chris Tucker, and Ice Cube, which, by the way, I mean, dude, that movie is a goldmine for memes, including these two.
Damn! Bye, Felicia.
And F. Gary Gray also directed the latest Men in Black movie, Men in Black International, Set It Off, and a lot of really famous music videos for a lot of famous rappers and musical artists like Ice Cube, Outkast, and TLC. So we can't really put a finger on what kind of movie this guy's gonna make, the feel of it, okay? Because he's got a lot of experience making movies with gang culture, the roots of Saints Row, but he also made Men in Black International, okay? Which is definitely more similar to Saints Row 4, so dude, who knows where this one's gonna go? It could go literally anywhere. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that F. Gary Gray also directed Fate of the Furious. Yeah, a movie in the Fast and Furious franchise, which is absolutely huge. But of course, if you're making a movie, you need a writer. And Saints Row has enlisted Greg Russo, okay, for this one. And Mr. Russo definitely isn't as experienced as the director of this movie. His filmography is a lot shorter than F. Gary Gray's. No really huge projects that have come out yet. But he is the writer on the Mortal Kombat movie coming out in 2021. He's also a writer on Death Note 2 and Space Invaders, as well as Category 6. So yeah, definitely not a lot of experience with big budget movie franchises or anything like that, but that doesn't mean that it's bad, and everybody's got to get their start somewhere. And in February of 2020, when asked about an update about the Saints Row movie, here's what Greg Russo said on Twitter. Yes, had a great writing session yesterday with the master, F. Gary Gray. We want to make the Saints the next insane film franchise. Lot of love going into this. Hopefully more news soon. It's a good time to be a Saints fan. Then he adds Saints Row and says hashtag get your purple on. So this is what I meant when I said that there's a lot of passion and honestly a lot of faith and hope going into the Saints Row IP as far as the movie's concerned. And for fans of the original two games who wanted maybe more of a gritty gangster story going, ugh, reading that, well, you might not like what I have to say next, because Greg Russo also said this in an interview. Well, I'm also adapting Saints Row, talking about crazy off the wall, Russo told comicbook.com previously. That is we're going to literally outer space. Talk about crazy off the wall, we're going nuts with that one. So that's going to be a blast. I think all of the weird like meets Escape from New York, you know, with the tone of like Kingsman, it's going to be fun. So look, some interesting comparisons there, and he's definitely not taking it lightly, not sugarcoating it when he says the next insane film franchise, okay? Like, he wants this to be huge, crazy, off the wall, so I think that gives us a bit more of a feel of what kind of movie this is going to be. Maybe it's going to be closer to Men in Black International than it is to a movie like Straight Outta Compton. Now, if you ask me personally what I would like to see, I'd love it if it was more of a movie like, say, like a Boys in the Hood. I love that movie. Or even like Training Day with Denzel Washington. I would love if it was gritty, down to earth, personal story like that with great characters. But look, I mean, you can't deny the success of the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and all the crazy action movies and how much money that makes. And the way Russo's talking about it here, it looks like they're going to try to shoot more for that, the action side of things, spectacle, okay, make it a big theatrical experience, popcorn type movie. Look, I'm hearing some things from this statement. It makes me think a bit of Transformers and that type of stuff, okay? So we'll see where he goes here with it. Hopefully they can do a good job with it. Still, because Saints Row, to me, it's got to be about the characters, okay? It can't just be 100% about the explosions and the president and the alien versus the aliens and all this stuff. It's got to be a character-driven story, so hopefully they don't lose sight of that, trying to make it the next big, insane film franchise. And also, the last update we got officially for the Saints Row movie was on July 17, 2020, on Twitter from the writer Greg Russo again. He tweeted saying, "For real, hashtag Saints Row," and we've got a picture here of the actual script of the Saints Row movie, and he uses the classic Saints Row font. I don't know, maybe that's a bit of a nod that it's going to be more of a gangster gritty story, but that goes against what he said in the interviews, right? So again, nobody knows until we get some more information like a trailer or something. Also, the awesome logo, Fleur de Lis, love it. Written by Greg Russo, based on the video game created by Volition, and it says second revised draft in July of 2020. So clearly still in very, very early stages of development here. And it says Phoenix Studios at the bottom. So again, nothing big, but just like a little bit of a wink, a confirmation like, hey, it's still coming. You're still going to get your Saints Row movie. Don't you worry. But I'm not surprised that we haven't gotten very many updates, or we haven't had a release date, or even confirmed actors or trailer or anything like that, because as we know, the film industry is one of the industries that's been hit the absolute hardest by the pandemic. How many movies getting delayed, shifted onto HBO Max, and it's a whole frenzy. Movies aren't even coming out in theaters anymore because they know they're not going to even make a fraction of the money they would have made in previous years. So this is a smart business move. They're staying coy. I do believe that if there was no pandemic here, we would have gotten more information about this movie, and it would be further along in development. But hey, that's the way it goes sometimes, and I'm sure that it's still in pre-production here, and we're going to get more info as the world starts to kind of open up more. But until then, the most fun part of this, and my comment question for you guys, it's the actors. I did this a few months back, but I want to do it again here. You guys gave me some genius suggestions who you think should be the actors for the roles in the movies. I'll give you a couple that I want to see, okay? Of course, you got to have Daniel Day Kim, the voice actor for Johnny Gat. He's got to be the Johnny Gat, no questions asked. We're not sure if we're going to get Julius Little, okay, especially if it's like a crazy MCU type movie. But if there is Julius Little, I would say Keith David. That would be awesome as him. Somebody gave a great suggestion a few months back, but I forget it. It was such an awesome one. It gets lost in the comments though, so make sure you put it down below. I would love to see Michael B. Jordan come in here, okay? The guy from Creed. He could maybe be the playa. I would love that. And the reason I didn't say him is Pierce, because to me, Jamie Foxx would be a perfect Pierce Washington. I think he would be absolutely incredible. My number one pick there. And that would be so much fun to see Jamie Foxx on screen. And look, I would love to make more videos about this, okay? I did this a few months back, but let's talk about it. The actors in the Saints Row movie, who would you like to see? I'd love to make a video about it. And those are the only ones I'll give you for now, because I want you guys to come up with the rest. I'm sure we'll come up with some great stuff. If you're excited for this Saints Row movie, like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You know I'm going to be uploading more content, updates, as we get them, because I'm excited for this movie. I want it to take off, because Saints Row 5, if that takes off, plus this movie franchise, dude, the Saints Row name is going to be balling if that happens. And yeah, guys, that's it. You know what to do down below in the comments, which actors, and I'll see you in the next one.